let's paint a picture. You get a puppy, the cutest thing in the whole wide world. It's all full of cuddles. You're playing with it. Your kid's playing with it. It's probably playing with the other cat or the dog in the house, having a grand old time. Oh my God, puppies are so cute. And then you get a... Welcome to the Canine Academy, the world's largest canine classroom.
I'm your host, Jeff Greene.
I'm Sami Garza.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We're excited to have you guys here for this episode. Today, we're going to be talking about something very fresh.
Oh, yeah.
It's a topic that we already plan to discuss in light of recent events, very tragic events that just happened literally 24 hours ago. Or 36 hours ago. It's really, really important that we talk about how choosing the right breed for your life can mean life or death.
Literally.
Most people don't truly think about how choosing the wrong breed or the right breed could change your life, right, for better or worse.
Most people just grab a cute puppy and they're like, I like the look of this dog. I can see my life with this dog. But they have no idea what they're getting themselves into.
That's how most people make decisions about dogs, period. And if that sounds like you, we're not here to bash you today. We're not here to, as most people do in this industry, just call you out and make you feel dumb. But we are here to educate you guys on the realities of choosing the wrong breed. And if people were to choose the right breed and actually understand what they're getting their hands on, we wouldn't have as much business as we do.
Right? Well, we probably wouldn't have any business at all.
Because people wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
So here's a reality check for you guys that are listening and watching right now. Every year, about 6.3 million animals enter shelters in the U.S. And about 25% of those are surrendered by their owners. Right? That's hundreds of thousands of dogs that are abandoned because someone didn't do their homework. And the worst part about that is about 400,000 dogs are euthanized every single year. And that's akin to filling up the Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium, right, where the Falcons play, 4 times over. So imagine every seat represents a dog that did not get a second chance. How devastating is that for the animals that we claim to love? All right. It's rough, but the good news is this doesn't have to happen, which means there are actionable things that we can do to change the reality that many people and dogs face every single day. And so today on this episode, we're going to be diving into how to choose the right dog breed for your life. All right, not just for your Instagram feed. And by the end of this episode, you'll have the tools to make a choice that could change both your life and your dog's life or future dog's life for the better.
So let's paint a picture. You get a puppy, the cutest thing in the whole wide world. It's all full of cuddles. You're playing with it. Your kid's playing with it. It's probably playing with the other cat or the dog in the house, having a grand old time. Oh my God, puppies are so cute. And then you get a couple months in and then they're little velociraptors. It doesn't matter what breed you get. They just like to use their teeth. At that point, they're puppies. That's how they explore their world, is through their teeth, right? They like grabbing everything and chewing on everything, eating your shoes, your drywall. Literally, Cairo nomming on the fucking wall the other day.
Yep.
He is so funny. But these puppies, they take a lot out of you. And people don't realize, like, the most common puppy that people get is probably a German Shepherd puppy. They get one off of the, Craigslist.
Yeah. Or a lab.
Or a lab.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, a bulldog. Some type of working dog. And they think it's all cute. But then, they get to 6, 7, 8 months old. What are you going to do with Cairo when he gets that old?
Exactly. He's going to have more energy available to him, more drive, and a more desire to want to work than he does now.
Yeah, people don't realize they get these working dogs. They have working personalities. And yeah, they're cute as puppies, but then you get an 8, 9-month-old, 10-month-old German Shepherd that's going through puberty, essentially. They be, going to that Velociraptor phase where they're just all over the place.
Yeah, and very testy. Right, testing all the boundaries. And I think we honestly do. We do the world of dogs a disservice when we differentiate working dogs versus showline dogs. I think we've got to go a little bit deeper, right? And we got to let people know a blanket statement: all dogs are meant to work. We know why we say working line and show line, because we understand the different temperaments and the different drive levels that come with the different
Sometimes
types.
they look different too.
And they look different, right? So working dog, depending on what the breed is, that dog was bred to exhibit all the traits, right, that come with what that breed naturally does. So if you have a Jack Russell Terrier, right, one of the best ratters you'll see, if it's a working line one, they're going to probably dig your yard up. They're going to chase anything small that moves. They're going to probably be reactive to anything small that moves. You're going to get those attributes, right? But a show line of whatever breed it is going to be a little bit more laid back, not as much drive, and more manageable, but still have those same traits, right? But just on a lesser level. So when we're talking about getting a working line dog or getting a working dog, guys, every dog was bred to do something. Every dog. Even if it was bred to be a lap dog, it was bred to do something. So you've got to understand what is in that dog's mind and what makes it tick. Yep. You've got to understand that. And every single breed is different. People think all dogs are the same.
They're all cute and cuddly until they're not.
Until they're not. You and I both know that saying is not true.
I have two very similar dogs, but very different. Similar breed. Very different personalities.
Very different personalities. My two dogs are Dutch Shepherd and Corso, and they are two ends of the spectrum. Very different dogs. We got here today. Mozzie got out the car first, was about to run into your garage, saw Eddie, and stopped. And was just like, while Cairo got out second and sprinted to Eddie and just jumped all over him.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if that was Eddie or not. He would have done that with any person because he loves people. You might have chosen to get a Dutch Shepherd or a Corso typically, or just because of the way they looked. Not understanding the two different mentalities. Corsi are stranger danger. My Dutch Shepherd, I got a really good dog. The breeder told me they're very sociable. His dogs are. And yes, Cairo exhibits all of that. He loves kids, people like older people. It doesn't matter. He's going to jump on you, love on you, and it's just going to be a great time with him. But Mozzie's like, I don't know. I might bark at you. I might growl. I might bite you. He doesn't know what to do. And so raising those dogs is very different. Fulfilling those dogs is very different. But if you're someone who's just choosing a dog based on how they look, oh, that Dutchie puppy is cute and that Corso is cute and he'll get big and he won't. Don't choose a dog based on how big they're going to get. How often do you hear people select a dog based on that?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think about Mozzie a lot too when we're talking about this discussion. It's like, someone went and got this cute Corso puppy, knowing that, hey, these dogs are kind of protective, right? They're big, right? But sometimes people get these dogs that don't know exactly how to raise them. And then they turn into literal monsters.
They're animals. They're predators. Now, you've gotten your dog. You set the stage for us, right? The picture. When you specifically set puppies, but even if you brought home a dog as a rescue, right? And maybe they're just a little bit older. You're going through all these phases, the cute and cuddly phase as well. Starting out, most people are bringing these dogs in and they're just giving them all the freedom in the world and they're having a good time, right? But meanwhile, you get exhausted, right? You get frustrated and you're starting to feel like maybe you made a mistake. It's like, wait a minute, this is not what I was expecting, all right? And that's when people start thinking about rehoming. And that's when dogs end up in the shelters, because we don't realize that you got the dog. Just because you got the dog, that doesn't mean someone's looking for your dog too. I hope that doesn't go over some of you guys' heads when you're listening to this. Just because you got it doesn't mean someone else wants it. Meaning just because you send the dog to the shelter or like, it doesn't mean they're going to get a home. Just because you put them out on Facebook and you say, well, I got this dog and
I don't have the time for them.
I don't have the time.
Talk to him, Jim. Talk to him.
I can't give them what they really need. And I just want to give them the best life. It does not.
You could give them the best life by keeping them and working with them and maybe dedicating some time to them.
What do we say? The way to keep dogs out of the shelters, keep yours. But we know you're not going to keep a dog you're not ready for, which is, again, why we're going to be diving deep into why it's important to pick a breed that works for you. Mm-hmm. All right. This is like going into relationships.
You can't pick a border collie if you're the type of person that plays video games all day.
Talk to him.
You literally cannot do it. Yep. You can't pick a dog that, maybe a giant English Mastiff and then expect it to run marathons with you. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
It literally comes down to that kind of stuff too.
Yep.
In relationships, you're not going to date somebody that sits on the couch all day and doesn't work.
Right.
That you would be like, absolutely not.
Ooh, you know me. You know me.
You would be like, hard pass. Nope, that's not happening.
You sat in here and did your nails all day.
Didn't do any laundry.
You didn't do anything but go spend the money in the account.
What?
Shout out my wife. She knows that my wife is she works hard for our family.
His wife is amazing.
Yeah.
She does so much work for us. It's amazing.
She's the reason I'm here. She's the reason I'm where I'm at. So shout out to her. But yeah, like you've got to make sure that it's a match, right? Like I haven't been on a dating app for a long time, and even when I was on them, I shouldn't have been. But I know a little bit about how they work. You're gonna go on there, you're gonna see their hobbies, right? Their interests and what their values are. There was an ad for, I don't know what app it is now. They're talking about now introducing core values. I don't know what app it was, but you've got to understand going into a human relationship what someone values. My Dutch Shepherd values putting his mouth on stuff.
He does.
That is what he likes to do. So I can't sit in here and not give him something to chew on. All dogs don't care about chewing on stuff. That's okay. But my dog does. And I have to understand that I'm not going to be able to bring him in my home. Understand that's who he is. And then not fulfill that, but still expect him to be the dog I want him to be. Mm-hmm. It does not work that way in your human relationships. You cannot date someone, say, I'm going to change them. I know they like doing this thing, but I'm going to make sure we never do that thing because I don't like it. And expect them to still be happy with you.
That's deep.
It just doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work.
We're going to be saying some real deep stuff, but it's real simple.
If only people looked at dog ownership that way.
That's the thing. That's why we're going to use a ton of human analogies to help you guys understand that every single dog, every single breed is different. Every dog within the breed is different. How many owners have we worked with that say, you know what? I had labs my whole life. Never dealt with this. I have plenty of personal clients that have said that same sentence.
Yep.
I've owned German Shepherds my whole life. I've never dealt with this. The dog you had when you were 15, it's not the same dog that you're getting today.
And the people who say those things probably had like one German Shepherd for like 15 years.
Exactly.
They didn't have multiple. They didn't work with multiples. Their experience comes from one or maybe two dogs that they've had in the last 20 years.
And I'll ask them like, yeah, how many did you own? Oh yeah, 2.
There it is.
2 dogs that you grew with, you knew them, you knew their quirks, and they didn't have problems. Great, kudos to you. It doesn't mean you know the breed, and that's what kills me.
Yep. And another thing too is that the dogs are not being bred the same way that they were 20 years ago.
Exactly.
They're not the same.
Because now we are in a boom for dogs. Our generation does not want kids. They want dogs, or they at least want dogs first. Mm-hmm. And so there are opportunists out here, backyard breeders, puppy mills that are just mass producing dogs to fill this emotional need that humans have that need to be satiated by having a cute puppy around. And it is so bad for dogs. It is not good for them. Nope. It is terrible. I mean, my heart hurts for all the dogs out here that are sitting here becoming zombies. I always talk about this. When I see people outside walking their dogs, the amount of people that I see on their phones that walk their dogs, it drives me crazy. And yes, I'm talking to you. If you're watching this, listening to this right now, and you're on the phone walking your dog, you have no business owning a dog, because it shows me that walking your dog is a chore. And it is not something that you are doing intentionally with your dogs.
Talk to him.
When I walked Cairo the other day, I learned that Cairo does not like cars at all. He's 19 weeks old. He hates cars. The second walk yesterday is when we saw the reactivity come out. So that first walk on the street, he became sensitized. The second walk, the reactivity came out full bore. Right. And most people don't know that can even happen that way. They always tell us like, yeah, my dog was fine with this at one point. And all of a sudden they hated it. Well, because the first time was just a bad experience. And the second time he figured out, I'm going to do something to get myself out of this situation. Anyway, I say that to say I was paying attention to my dog.
You wouldn't have seen that if you were on your phone.
Exactly.
And then some people would be like, oh, well, I don't know what scared you.
Right. Let's just keep going.
Let's just keep
or worse, let's just go back inside because you don't like walking. And now I'll just walk you in a quiet area.
Let's avoid.
Let's avoid it all. No. If I was not paying attention to him, I would not know where to start working to build his confidence up. Because that's what's needed right now. Not for us to shield him from that and create a dog later on that nobody can walk on the street. Because I know, I'm not naive, I will not be the only person that ever walks my dog. One day, someone's going to watch my dog. And they may not live in the country.
Maybe.
So I've got to work on that. So pay attention to your dogs.
You have to.
I was on a little tangent right there.
We could go on lots of tangents.
Yeah. Every dog has personalities, needs, and quirks that may not match with yours. All right. And stats from the ASPCA back this up. According to them, one of the top reasons that dogs are surrendered is because their owners didn't understand what they were signing up for. It's like buying a sports car when you really needed a minivan.
You need that extra space.
You didn't need to go fast.
No.
You needed more room. For where you live, you needed 4-wheel drive. All right. We're going on an eval next Friday. And it's a Belgian Malinois female, a few years old. And she is terrorizing her family. Owner already spent $5,000, worked with the fear-based, compulsion-based trainer and hated it and took her dog out and lost her money. And now she's just struggling bad. And the dog is a service dog. I think it's diabetes or epilepsy detection. I can't remember which one she said, but she said, I read that they were great service animals. Yeah, you're right. I said, but ma'am, did you know that you got the Ferrari of dogs? If I would have known that, I would not. I said, did you consult anybody before you bought that dog? No. And had zero idea that a Belgian Malinois was what they are. But I'm not throwing any shade. When I got Boss, everybody doesn't, they're going to know Boss on my podcast episodes. But I got him from the shelter at 20, 21 years old. I didn't know about dog breeds. I just knew my dad had pits and rots and one Corso that passed away early when I was growing up. And so I thought all dogs were the same. And so I can sympathize with people who just get dogs because of how they look and because of what they may have just looked up on YouTube, because you're looking for that dog to fit your life instead of making sure that you can fulfill that dog's needs, desires and wants.
Sometimes people even get dogs because it's emotional for them.
It's
They get sold a sob story from the shelter or the rescue,
yeah.
and they get sucked into it, not knowing, oh, maybe Australian Shepherd is not the dog for me.
Yep. You're a bleeding heart. You want to help. Oh, that dog's so cute. Oh, I don't want them to get put down. Give them to me.
Mm-hmm. And then you end up getting terrorized by a dog you've never met before.
And then depending on the rescue you're working with, they don't give you any help.
Nope.
There are no
Or
resources.
they give you help, but it's not helpful.
So they give you a hindrance. They're not giving any help at all.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. We talked to a lady in the store at Bridges last week, and she said she was getting a border collie mix, right, to be a running partner.
Yep.
And I said, you must run a lot. She said, yeah, I run marathons. Only thing that I could think of is what happens if you get hurt. That's all I could think of.
How's that dog gonna run?
Oh my goodness.
That dog's gonna be so hyped up every day. Run me. I'm sorry, I broke my leg. I can't.
Dude, you said it best when we had that chocolate lab that came back over. You said she's been working this dog out all the time and she wonders why he doesn't chill. Because you're producing an athlete.
You're conditioning.
You're conditioning an athlete. So if you are not a marathon runner, but you're a Netflix marathon person, then that type of dog is not for you.
You don't want that type of dog.
You don't want it. How many Aussies do we see that just look like zombies?
Too many.
Like I can see it in their energy. They just look like their lights are on.
No one's home.
No one's home.
No one's home.
I see so many Aussies that are so stressed out. A lot of them are on meds. If you have an Aussie and they're on meds right now, you're hearing this.
Sorry.
It's because they are not exercised enough.
They're not exercised enough. They're overweight, stuck in apartments because they look cute.
It's
the
really
eval
sad.
I have next week is with an Australian Shepherd in an apartment. Mm-hmm. Like, again, no shade, but...
Oh, my Aussie won't stop barking at cars.
You got an Australian Shepherd. They heard things.
I just don't, I really don't understand right now how we're in 2024, the age of information.
2025 now, Jeff.
Oh my God.
It's January 4th, 2025. Starlog 1724.
All the things y'all left in 2024, they left me too. They left me back there. It's 2025. Chat GPT is a thing. Mm-hmm. Look up the dog breed through Chat GPT. Google's about to be gone. Chat GPT is about to be the next Google. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Anyway, we're in the age of information. Just type in the dog. Just type it in. Hey, what type of lifestyle would this dog need? Let me see if my Chat GPT is working on my phone right now. Let's do that. What dog breed y'all want me to look up?
Look up a Boston Terrier.
All right. What type of lifestyle style should I have if I want a Boston Terrier? And what are these dogs like? Let's go, chat. Talk to me. Oh, nope, my chat's not working on my phone. Let's do... Because chat has been acting stupid. We're going to go to Google Gemini.
Google Gemini. Is that Google's chat GPT?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Chat's been on some weird stuff. They just knocked off a whistleblower.
What?
Yep. Some guy that was working for them, they killed him. It's wild stuff.
I'm going to start whistleblowing in the dog community.
Whoa. I'm going to just mind my business. I got kids.
Mind your business.
I got kids at home.
Stay over there.
All right, so here's what Gemini said. It's great you're considering a Boston Terrier. They're wonderful dogs, but like any breed, they have specific needs. Here's a breakdown of the lifestyle that suits them best and what they're generally like. Lifestyle considerations. Moderate activity. Boston Terriers are energetic but don't require excessive exercise. Daily walks and playtime are usually sufficient. They're adaptable to apartment living as long as they get regular activity. Human companionship. These dogs thrive on human interaction. They're affectionate and can become anxious if left alone for long periods. If you work long hours or travel frequently, this might not be the ideal breed for you. Gentle handling. Due to their brachycephalic, short-nosed structure, they can have respiratory issues and are sensitive to extreme temperatures. Strenuous exercise in hot or humid weather should be avoided. They can also be prone to eye injuries, so gentle play is important. Training and socialization. While intelligent, Boston Terriers can be a bit stubborn. Consistent, positive reinforcement training is key. Early socialization with people and other animals is crucial for a well-adjusted dog. What Boston Terriers are like: affectionate and playful, good with children and other pets, alert but not excessively barking, relatively low grooming needs. In summary, a suitable owner for a Boston is someone who can provide time and attention, moderate exercise, gentle care, and consistent training.
That goes for every dog, though.
And that's a great baseline. Some people don't even do that.
Some people don't even know that you can't exercise your Boston Terrier in the heat.
So that would have been
Some
great.
people literally don't know that. Mm-hmm. They don't know that they're super sensitive to heat.
Yep.
Some people don't know that certain dogs shed.
Can we talk about hypoallergenic? Go ahead.
I was going to say, even Google Gemini is conditioned to say positive reinforcement training only.
Come on, man.
It's like, okay, yes, that is part of it.
We're not even going to go into that right now.
Google Gemini cracks me up.
Chat would have said it's worse. Chat would have been super force-free. Mm-hmm. Guys, you can go online to Google Gemini, obviously, or Chat GPT, and you can just get a baseline for what the potential dog is coming home will need. That's a starting point. And we're going to give you more actionable things here in just a few. Mm-hmm. Go a little bit deeper into what you can do. But first, we're going to go into some common myths and misconceptions. We've already talked about one. All dogs are the same. No, they're not even close.
Nope. Every dog is different. Every dog. I don't care if you have owned 5 to 10 to 15 German Shepherds in your lifetime.
They are all different.
Every single one is different. They might all have the same like drive, temperaments, but like personality, different.
Would you wear stilettos on a hike?
I don't wear stilettos in general, dude. Like, why would I do that? But I would wear hiking boots on a hike. I would not wear my Ugg boots.
There you go. You're not wearing tennis shoes depending on where you're hiking at. I need ankle support.
I need to
not.
If I'm going hiking, that's what I need. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wear the proper gear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my research. Hit up Google Gemini. Talk about, hey, I need a moderate hike. I don't want to go too high in elevation. You know.
Just like Google Gemini. So we have a new thing now.
Just learned about it too.
But I'm gonna do my research.
That's right. Another misconception is, another thing that people do that they should not do is say they want a dog because it's cute. Mm-hmm. And we get it, right? A husky, or depending on if you like wrinkles and you want a Neapolitan Mastiff. I mean, it's people that adore these dogs.
Honestly, I thought Basset Hounds were the cutest thing ever.
They are so ugly.
I've wanted one for so long.
They are, and do not get that dog.
I'm going to now.
Okay.
Out of spite.
That oily skin is going to reek in your house, but you have at it. Don't choose a dog solely on looks, guys. You will 10 times out of 10 end up with more than what you bargained for. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things that I see with huskies, that breed in particular, is people get them thinking they're going to be all fun, and they do not care about hanging out with you.
They're so independent.
Now, there are some, obviously, that love their people, but those dogs are hard to train because they will not care, and they will go somewhere else and lay down and be like, bump training. You'll feed me later. I promise you will.
If I ever owned a husky, I would only hand feed. Because I need to be the center of that dog's universe.
I mean, from day one, we're out walking, we're playing all the time.
I am everything to you.
I am the dopamine.
Yeah.
Be the dog.
Be the dog.
Be the dog. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. So.
You see that, Rob?
Of course.
You missed it.
I missed it. What'd you do?
You said hint, hint. And I was like,
That was great. All right. Another classic misconception is that training will fix it all. Now, we are trainers.
to an extent, it'll fix it.
There you go. We love that you want to train, but it is not a magic wand to what your dog needs. You can't stop that beagle from following its nose, and you cannot stop that border collie from at least wanting to herd everything. That's who they are. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm black, but you're not going to stop me from liking some fried chicken.
Oh my God.
We need a sound for that. I don't know what sound.
Yeah, what's the black sound?
I don't even know.
I'm dead.
Hey, listen, man. Y'all not going to stop me from wanting some chicken and some Kool-Aid at the cookout. And you better put a gallon of sugar in a gallon of Kool-Aid.
I thought the Kool-Aid was sugar.
Nah, man, that Kool-Aid. Try to eat. Try to drink some Kool-Aid with just the Kool-Aid packet.
See, I'm uncultured.
done. Okay, y'all, we got to culture Sammy on another episode. We're gonna come back and just go on live stream with y'all and just have her watch Medea movies.
Medea of all movies.
That's the only way to get culture, man. That's it. Tyler Perry opened the door for y'all. He opened the door for you. Okay. Let's talk about understanding breed traits. All right. So what do you actually need to consider right before bringing the dog into your life? First off, you need to understand their energy levels. Give us some high energy breeds.
I mean, we were just talking about them. Huskies.
Give us some more.
Border Collies, Australian Shepherds, Belgian Malinois. Gosh, I'm thinking about all the dogs that I see in dock diving. The Whippets, the Greyhounds,
Depending on what kind
the
of Yorkie you get.
Labradors. Yeah, the little guys.
Yeah.
There are so many breeds that are super high energy dogs. Mm-hmm. Like, I could pull out this encyclopedia of dog breeds
we could.
and just go through it.
It's like those dogs are Olympic athletes. Mm-hmm. Think about that for a second. Think about Usain Bolt coming into your home and him making you get up off the couch and go train every day.
I'd be scared.
You'd say heck to the no. You wouldn't open the door for him to come in. And so we've got to be more selective on the dogs that we are going to be considering adopting. Mm-hmm. They need to be challenged. High energy breeds. They need to be worked consistently and constantly. If you're not ready for that, you will have not only a bored dog, but a destructive one.
Mm-hmm. An anxious one. And
the thing is, though, like, it's nuance here as well. We as trainers will teach people you need to allow your dog to be bored, but that comes within context and nuance. Like, we teach our dogs how to be bored and be okay with being bored.
Right.
But if you just bring a dog in that you've never trained and you think you're going to just put that border collie in the apartment and they're not going to tear everything up.
That's a bad time.
It's a bad time.
That is a bad time. You better hope that you didn't even put a security deposit down, because you ain't getting it back. You better hope you own that spot.
They're just gonna charge you at the end.
You got to replace the floors.
Yep.
The walls.
Everything.
The doors.
The drywall.
The trim around the doors.
I believe Cairo was chewing the corner of the wall the other day.
He was bored.
He was bored. Back tied on a place cot.
But he's also teething
and
too.
Found the corner of the wall and just started chewing at it. Yep. Figured out he could put his mouth on it and just chew it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably felt good too.
Yeah, it did to him.
It did.
We didn't get mad. We were just like, oh, there it is.
He's a puppy.
That
he's
happens.
A dog. We're not going to understand it, but that's what they do.
And when that happens, at the end of the day, it's your fault.
Yes.
Always.
Your fault.
We were both on the couch like every 2 minutes just trying to look at him like, what's he doing?
Was he?
What's he doing?
What's he doing?
What's he? You stop it.
I'd hear him chewing on the leash. We go, hey, hey. And he'd be like, huh?
Dutch Shepherd stuff.
Dutchies.
Now on the flip side, you've got low energy dogs, bulldogs,
Mastiffs.
mastiffs. I tell people all the time, if you want a dog that is going to chill, not
Vibe
need a
out.
lot, take a nap all day,
Play and exercise for 15 minutes.
get you an English Mastiff. Don't go get a Corso. Don't go do it.
Don't do
listen,
it.
Look me in my eyes. Don't do it. Corso is not a first time dog owner dog. And we're going to have a whole nother segment on that. Don't do it. Anyway, these are your Netflix buddies. These are the ones that chill. And they might be your perfect match if you like to chill out. Mm-hmm. They're great. They're going to get up, walk around. Their exercise is 30 minutes a day on a walk. They're going to give you a good mile, maybe. And they're going to come back in and go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And their bodies are designed for that. Right? They're not, their muscles aren't gonna go into atrophy and just shrink up. They're built to get up, walk around when they want to, and find a spot to lay back down. Mm-hmm. Right? Those dogs are great. But they're gonna eat you out of house and home.
Yeah, they eat a lot of food.
Get ready.
Yep.
So the next criteria you want to look at is size and strength of the dog. A Great Dane is basically a horse that sleeps on the couch.
Yep. Those are really low energy dogs.
Yeah. Do you have the space for a 120-pound dog that can pull you down the street? And I trained a Great Dane in South Carolina last year. And he was actually high energy, but he was only a year old. Mm-hmm. And he would go in the backyard, jump around. He would jump all up in your face and just want to play all day.
Some of them are goofy.
He was so goofy.
The ones that I've worked with have always been kind of chill.
But he was afraid of his own shadow.
Oh.
He could not get in the car. I flew to South Carolina to train this dog to get in the car to drive to Atlanta.
That was the whole training?
Yeah. I did it in 48 hours. His dad did not think that I would get it done. And in this part of the pod, when we do the video, I'm going to give you the video where he said, man, you the shit. And he said, you the motherfucking truth.
Good boy. There you go. You motherfucking man. Motherfucking man. Big motherfucking.
That is a great example to why if you're working with a trainer and it's taken you months to get to your goals, fire them.
Yep.
It took you 48 hours to teach a dog something.
Here's
you know
the
how
thing.
many
Go ahead.
you know how many times I hear or see in the groups of Facebook like, "Oh, I've been working on my reactivity for a year."
Yeah.
Who are you working
Here's
with?
the thing, because they're going to come for me, right? As soon as they see this clip on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Oh, would you get the brand collar? You get the e-collar? I didn't take no e-collar.
You probably used food and a leash.
He already had a prong. We couldn't really use it because he shuts all the way down. Mm-hmm. Positive reinforcement. Counter conditioning. Understanding what to build first in a dog before I ask something of it. Understanding how to utilize the owner and the dog's FOMO to get the dog to do what we needed it to do. Here's the thing, and we're sidebarring off this for a minute, but he sent this dog for a 2-week board and train ahead of him moving to pack his house. Dog will be gone. Mm-hmm. He's hoping this dog comes back and is able to drive to Atlanta. You as an owner, you're going to spend $2-3 grand for this board trainer. You're like, yes, I got the money. Just send my dog. I'll be good. And then we'll go to Atlanta. Now imagine you send your dog off and they call you within 30 minutes and say, come get your dog.
Did that really happen?
Yes, it did.
I hope they refunded him.
They did.
Good.
So he was desperate. And his daughter is a friend of mine. She called me. She was like, my dad is struggling with his dog. Yada, yada, yada. I talked to him. He's super, super chill, laid back guy. And he was like, man, I don't care if you fix this in 15 minutes. I will pay your fee. Come out here. Just get my dog in this truck.
Wow.
If you do it in 2 hours, I don't care. I understand. I'm just paying you to get this done.
That trainer effed up.
Literally,
they done messed up.
Let's take it a step further. Literally, I've looked at this dog's neck. He had pressure sores already from how hard they were trying to pull him with the prong collar on.
Why would they continue to use it if it wasn't working?
They did that to just get him to the facility or get him in or out of a vehicle. It was something stupid. He was only there for 45 minutes.
What
and
did
already
he
had
what
sores.
did he do?
What
What did the trainer do?
It was some girl. I don't know. They couldn't do much of anything. It was just slap the prong collar on and let's get him to move. Which is why I'm just not a fan of just being super forceful with dogs depending on the situation. That is why when we do our program for the Canine Mastery Intensive where we travel to people, it's why I tell them, hey, the reason that we're able to get such amazing results with you in only 72 hours is because you already have built a relationship. You just don't understand what to do. If I take your dog for a board and train, it's going to take me at least 7 days to start building something with that dog. Mm-hmm. That's if they're very sociable and are very accepting of new people. Mm-hmm. If they're not, it's longer. I've taken dogs from nothing to off-leash obedience in less than 72 hours.
Right.
With the owner, not by myself. It would not happen by myself because I don't have that bond already built. But this dog loves his owner. I thought that man was just blowing smoke up my butt. He was like, no, my dog loves me. He will not leave my yard. If I tell him to come here, he will come here. He ain't ever trained him formally.
That dog just very bonded.
Listen, I thought he was full of crap. If Dennis ever hears this, hey, listen, we've already made we got some great results. I know he's going to laugh, but dude, I thought he was just talking. I got there. That dog did not care about anybody but him. When I brought food out to train with him, he's like, whatever, bro, I'm going to my dad. So I could not get results by me trying to train him. It took 2 days of teaching Dennis how to lure him. He did not want to walk on leash at all. He's like, man, my dog's never been on leash. We got him to walk down the street in the neighborhood on leash. He kept trying to jump in the grass and just become a brick, a boulder. And we would keep motivating him. He'd keep getting up and he'd keep walking. And once he realized through positive reinforcement, I can get paid for this and I can be with my dad, he kept moving. Mm-hmm. So we got that down. And then we started working with the truck. And it was a slow process of put your head in. You're 6 foot tall on 4 legs.
Yep.
Put your head in. Cool. Treat. Put Dennis in the front. He would not get in that truck. Dennis in that front driver's seat. He's like, what is going on? Why are you trying to leave me? Okay, there's FOMO there. I mean, extreme FOMO. Mm-hmm. Dennis, get in the back seat. He gets in the back seat. Dog's trying to figure it out. So we start with dog on dad's side, like outside. He's on Dennis's side. Just feed him right here, Dennis. Just feed him. Feed him. Slide your body over. He's trying to put his head in. I got videos of it. And I'll show you guys later. But I mean, you will see in this dog, he's like his panic to get to him. By the end of day 2, that dog was jumping in and out of that truck by himself.
Good for him.
Now he'd get in the truck and be panting like crazy because he did not want to be in there, but we did it. Mm-hmm. And he was shocked. He was like, how did you get this dog? Listen, y'all, if you're listening, this dog was vehemently against being on leash and being anywhere near that truck. Mm-hmm. Running around it, not wanting to go near it. He's like, nah. And you find out what makes him tick. That relationship's there. It's history after that. History.
Nice.
I'll show y'all. I never even made the actual video for socials.
You have to now.
I should put that together and make
You
that
gotta you got it now.
They literally thought they were just gonna jack this dog up with a prong collar and it was gonna work. That's why when we get into these arguments with the force-free cult, and we're just like, y'all, they're like, tell me you don't know anything about force free without telling me. I don't need to know nothing about force free. Y'all don't want to use corrections.
Yeah, that's literally
not
all.
life.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. But what you need to know is that 95% of my training is positive reinforcement.
And also, we're training the owners.
And they won't even listen to us. They won't look at us. They will just look at, oh, that's a tool. You're Satan.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. You're Satan. If this were the Salem witch trials, y'all would be hung and burnt too.
You're not certified. You don't have any credentials.
You're a barbarian. Tell me you don't know dogs without telling me you don't know dogs.
Like, I can't. I just want to like create a hotline for these people to call in.
Get your stress out. Go ahead. Just call the line and just let us have it. Let us show people how crazy y'all are.
How purely positive you are.
Yeah.
How
force-free you are.
Yeah, you're forcing yourself into my comment section.
Doing a real good job of that.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, let's get back on track.
Picking the right breed.
I think it's third or fourth thing to identify is temperament in the dog. And some breeds, like golden retrievers, can be social butterflies. Even my Dutch Shepherd, social butterfly, loves people, loves dogs. All right. And then you got breeds like Chihuahuas that might just bond to one person, or the Corso, or the Neapolitan Mastiff. They are one-person dogs. All right. But the Corso, they'll be wary of everybody else. And so you have to understand that. When you understand the potential issues you could face, you know how to handle them beforehand. I did sales for a long time, and we talked about basically pre-handling objections, right? You want to handle the objection in your presentation, in you giving the information. You want to touch on what their potential objection may be. If you're sitting down, and this is like cardinal sin, never sit down with one decision maker if there are two. Don't ever do that. We will never do an eval if both decision makers are not in the house, because you won't close your deal. But if you find yourself in that predicament because they lied and they said, I make the choice, I make the money, I can do this, I can do that. When you find yourself there in your presentation, you are saying things and asking questions and asking them, basically, if your person were right here, would they want this problem to be fixed? What has their experience been like with their dog's behavior problems? They must hate that. Yeah, they do hate that. So you're pre-closing them and pre-handling the objections. Same way in dog training. When you get your dog, if you understand what temperament that you could possibly see, you know how to start structuring your home for when they come in to give them the best chance at success.
Right. I can hear your dog barking.
You got some FOMO.
Yeah, that's that FOMO.
We're going to bring him in a minute.
Another thing that we have to talk about too is health issues. German Shepherds. Big thing in German Shepherds is hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, Malinois, elbow dysplasia. So when you're picking a breed, take those things into consideration, because if you're not getting, a well-bred dog that's been health tested, their parents have been health tested, you could get a dog that will need a $5,000 surgery, their third year of being alive.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't have a good breeder, then you're SOL.
Yep.
Because, they're not going to do anything for you.
I saw this lady who did not a skit, but like somewhat of a humorous video in 2024 of what her two Frenchies costed her. I think it's extremely dumb that you got those breeds knowing that they could cost you an arm and a leg, but it was funny. But she takes care of her dogs. Now you are someone who's very, very versed in raw feeding, supplements, caring for your dog's health. Expound a little bit more on that to let people know, like, depending on what breed you get, and really just if you want to just give your dog the best, how much does that really cost, and how much do you have to prepare to take that on to give your dog the best chance at living a long, healthy life? Right.
I mean, like, considering kibble, like high quality, good kibble, that's costing you $90 to $120 a bag. If you're feeding your dog raw, if you got a 60 to 70 pound dog, you're probably spending about $300 to $400 a month on raw food, depending on the company that you go with. Supplements, joint supplements for your dog. If you have a large breed dog, You need to be giving them joint supplements. That could cost you, I don't know, like a month worth, $70, maybe more. If you have 2 dogs, then doubling everything. And then your vet visits, right? That, vaccines and regular visits with your dog. That could be like $150, $200 per visit. Emergency visits, $500, $600. Surgery. Maybe your dog cut up their legs trying to break out of a crate. This one did that when I first got her. That was easily $700 for her to get put under, get stitches. So like when you're getting a dog, you have to think about the health risks. You have to think about the potential injuries that they could have. Health insurance for your dog is not cheap. Stewart's jumped up like $60 this last year. So, and I still pay for it because he is my sport dog. I do the most active work with him, so I'm prepared if he does, hurt himself. But a lot of people go get that puppy and they don't have a savings.
I preach about that one.
They don't have a savings for their dog.
Have an emergency fund for the dog.
This is going to sound awful, but I really do not feel bad for the people who go get puppies and then they beg for resources online. Oh, I'm looking for like a free crate. I'm looking for, doggy toys. I'm looking for food. Like, if you can't afford those things for your dog, why did you get a dog?
We help, not we as in we, the royal we help backyard breeders and puppy mills stay in business. If they didn't have a place to offload these dogs, if there were not people buying them because they were getting smarter about dog ownership, we wouldn't have millions of dogs a year coming from puppy mills and backyard breeders.
Talk to them. And it's not reputable breeders. They are rarely ever contributing to this issue. It is the backyard breeders and puppy mills. The people who get their little golden retrievers and their friend has a poodle and they're like, hey, we should breed our dogs together because they're super, super like highly sought out dogs and people sell them for like $4 or $5 grand.
You are the definition of a backyard breeder. If that is a thought that goes through your mind, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I said what I said.
Or, we need to just breed Fifi one time and then spay her.
I don't even know why.
Why would you want?
Why are y'all doing that?
That's a whole other podcast episode.
I've had people that were clients or potential clients are like, yeah, we're thinking, whoa, for what?
What is your purpose? Oh, we just want her to have one litter before we spay her. No.
For what? Because you want to make money? Go learn how to do something else.
Go take an online course.
Go learn how to do something else. I grew up in an environment and in a culture where dog breeding is really big. I was victim of that mentality at one point myself. Learning about dogs saved me. I thought that I was going to get this dog and not like my current dog, but just get a dog and they look good and I'm going to breed them. Well, I still have desires to breed later, only if Cairo proves to be everything I want him to be.
And his health is great.
That is because I want to do search and rescue work with him. I want to do I want him to be title and Schutzen at some point. And so from there, if you like, Dutch Shepherds are also actually rare breeds. And over in Holland, where they're from, they are actually encouraging people to breed them if you have a very good dog. They're saying if you have a really good one, breed them because they're very rare. We know them and we see them because we're in the field, but they're rare. People, like, they're not out here like that.
You don't see them like you see shepherds.
Exactly.
German shepherds.
Exactly. So I plan to, if he's cut out for it, start a line, right, from him to continue to put that out in the world.
Bettering the breed.
To give more search and rescue dogs for relief work around the world when people go missing. To have great dogs for police work that are stable, that can do the work and do it well. For people that might need a service animal. He'd be great for that. His nose is amazing. He can do a lot of different things. He's also a herding dog. So if you find yourself wanting to have one of them as a herding breed, there you go.
It's also a good point too, is like when you are picking the right breed for your dog and you're picking the right, companion. If you're looking for a service dog, you need to go and look and research, talk to the breeders, talk to the people who own the dogs that are in the same litters or maybe previous litters. You want to get an idea of what kind of dog this is going to be when they are 3, 4, 5 years old. Mm-hmm. You have to, because if you get a Belgian Malinois as a service dog, it's very unlikely that dog is going to want to do the specific task you're looking for. Mm-hmm. If you want a scent detection dog, you want to get, a Dutchie.
Yep.
A Mal would be great for scent.
Yeah.
You want to get the breed that fits what you're looking for.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the consequences of the mismatch. And I'm going to tell a story. I want you to think, I don't know if you have one in your mind, but I'll tell a quick story of what happens when you get it wrong. Mm-hmm. Very, very briefly, I talked to a lady one night for actually about 45 minutes who was trying to figure out how she can get some training for her puppy. And this individual went on to tell me that I am over this dog. I was made to get this dog. I was complaining at somebody else. Why would they get a dog if they couldn't take care of yada yada yada? And her family said, you should get the dog. So she was pressured into getting this puppy. I'm over this. I'm single with no kids for a reason. Mm-hmm. I don't want to sit here and have to take this dog out every day. I go to the gym. I hang out with my friends. I go on vacations.
Why'd you get a dog?
That's my story.
Why'd you get a dog?
And that's the end of it.
You should have gotten a cat.
You shouldn't have gotten anything.
You should get a stuffed animal.
How do you say someone pressured you into getting a dog? So now this puppy has to be shipped off to someone else. And God knows how they're going to raise it. We'll find out one day.
Maybe you'll hear from them in 6 months.
Maybe. But she's not keeping that dog. She's not going to keep. She was over it.
Some people are super unapologetic.
Oh, she didn't
about
care.
Getting rid of their dogs.
Listen, I'm telling y'all.
I believe you.
She vented to me for 40 minutes.
Wow.
And I was just like, if there's a way in the world you want to keep this dog, what would that reality look like? And she's like, I just don't think there is one. I said, then you better find somebody quick. And she will. I can't remember the breed. It was a little cute breed. And I said, somebody take that dog. Like, it's not going to be a big deal to get the dog a new home. But even Butter, little doodle.
Mini doodle.
And his owners got him and they had him for a week. Mm-hmm. Paid X amount of grand for him. Had him for a week. Oh, this is too much. And then resold him to just recoup some loss to the girl who trained with us, who owns him now.
I understand why people get into those predicaments because they don't know. Even before I knew dogs, I could not fathom the idea of spending thousands of dollars on a dog that I didn't research.
Yeah.
I didn't prepare for the expenses. I didn't even when I got my cat, I was like, I have to make sure I have X, Y, and Z. I have to have all my ducks in the row before I get this cat. Where people just go get cats.
It's crazy.
And throw them in their house.
It's crazy.
I did so much research before I got Jude Paw.
When I bought Zara, I did that same research. I read books for months. Mm-hmm. I watched every YouTube video there was on a Cane Corso. I scoured the web and anything you could find right now about the Corso, unless it was made in the last couple of years, I read it. Mm-hmm. And I knew exactly what I was getting. And I also got an amazing dog. Mm-hmm. I really did. I don't think Zara had the propensity to be anything besides what she is. But you saw Leo. And now we're raising Mozzie. Mm-hmm. Right? Raising my first male Corso. And looking at the personality. And I'm like, you would have been a lot of trouble for your owner had she not given you to me.
Yeah.
Because he's a bully.
Time.
He's stubborn. He imposes his will on any and everything. Mm-hmm. He doesn't respect boundaries. There is so much communication that goes on between he and I. And he and Nikki. Because she don't play that.
No, I don't play that either.
She doesn't play. He would be a problem at 130 pounds for anybody left to just grow up as he wanted to. And there are a million stories that we could tell.
I have so many.
It's everybody we train with. So we have plenty of stories.
And I work with a rescue. So, the people who adopt the dogs from the rescue, they hire me to train. They realize after 2 or 3 sessions, oh, this dog is way too much for me. I worked with a girl once, the 3rd day in, she got a dog from this rescue. The dog was in the crate barking all day. She couldn't leave her apartment, but she had to go to work. The 3rd day I come in, I'm teaching her some stuff, we're just going over basics. But then 2 days later, I get a text. Hey, he's going back to the rescue.
People, they literally think, I hope I'm touching some hearts. They really think that they're supposed to bring the dog in, put the bowl down, food, water, let's play with your toy. I'll take you out to use the bathroom, and we're going to go have fun when we go outside and do hikes and whatever. That's what they think dog ownership is. It is gut-wrenching. It's bad. It's so bad because that is not it. That can be a reality after you have trained a dog
And built that relationship.
After you have built that for 2 years. That's the timeline. If you brought a puppy home, you have that life in 2 years. You might get it in a year and a half.
If you play your cards right.
You're not getting it in year 1. You go through so many developmental changes in that dog's mind. You're not getting that type of freedom in life in year 1. Unless you just have an easy dog. Cairo's not going to have it. Mozzie's not going to have it. I know the personalities right now.
Raising Stuart, he was not allowed off leash in public until maybe like almost 2 years old. Because I spent every day working with that dog.
I'm optimistic that Cairo at 8 months old in the summertime, 9 months old, will be able to go off leash and hike and do stuff like that. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so too. He's incredibly smart.
Yeah, Zara, I got an easy dog. Zara was off leash at 8, 9 months old. She went through a fear period and didn't like men. So then it was like, okay, you're off leash until we see a guy. But she really loved me and had that bond because Corsi are super handler dependent, and she was a female. Mozzie's different. Right now, that dude is like, whatever, Jeff, I'm out of here.
Yep.
He calls me by my full name.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
So you find yourself having to be a little more firm with Mozzie?
Absolutely. Cairo listens a little bit. Mozzie's like, Mozzie ran in the house this morning. He knows better. Sprinted in the house. Started trying to find out where everybody was. I'm calling his name, Mozzie. I'm like, yeah, I'm done calling your name. Had to go get him. And then he finally, when I called him, rolled over and started alligator rolling on the ground. Because he knows. I'm like, dude, we don't do this.
If you're firm with them in the beginning, you can be soft with them later.
Yeah.
And I mean like really firm. And people are like, oh my God, I don't want to crate my dog for that long. They should be free. They should be doing whatever they want.
Oh, we replaced $4,000 worth of furniture this year. Because you didn't crate the dog.
No.
You didn't back tie him. You didn't teach him anything either.
That's why I don't feel bad for these people with puppies.
When's the last time your dog chewed up something in your house?
Literally never. He's never chewed on anything in my house that was not something that he could chew and consume.
Yep.
Because from day one, the moment that he came into my house, the only things he was allowed to chew on were things that he could chew on and consume and digest.
Yep.
I have never given him anything else. He's never had any reason to go chew on a shoe because I've always fulfilled that need for him.
Does my puppy chew on stuff?
Yes.
He tries to get whatever he can.
But a difference in breed.
There you go.
Difference in breed and difference in temperament. And, again, when I first got Stuart, I was so big on raw feeding. I still am. But I was like, every day, I'm like, let's find something new for you to try.
Yeah.
Right. And that's another reason why he doesn't have allergies.
The door stoppers that we used to play with when we used to get beat and sent to our rooms and just cry.
And just play with it.
Yeah. Cairo chewed off the rubber part to one of them.
You see?
I have to back tie him, and I've learned, okay, nothing can be near you. Because once he gets, if I haven't given him something, once he's bored, what can I chew on?
He's putting his
That's
mouth on
it.
something.
People don't realize, and we're going to end this in just a moment. We know we've been here for a while, but you don't realize that these dogs, that says a lot. That says a lot that he can't just sit there and do nothing. And what they do for an outlet is chew stuff.
And it feels good to them. You can't get pissed off that your new Dutchie puppy came into your house and chewed on the leg of your furniture.
I don't know how to describe it. It's worse than ADHD. They cannot not do something, and the only way to keep them from doing something is putting him in the crate. And so if you're not working that dog's mind, your house becomes their playground. It becomes everything they chew on. It becomes them figuring out how to release energy and stress. For my friends out here that are really in the gym, that body build, that just do whatever physical activity, you get cabin fever really fast. For those of you that run marathons, I cannot put you in a house for 3 weeks and say, we're going to just watch Netflix. You will lose your mind. Those people have to work out. These dogs have to work out their brains.
Yep.
Or they will destroy stuff.
And if you leave them unattended, again, literally, I was just talking to you about this. I'm on a Facebook group for like Kindle readers, and I swear every single day I see a Kindle chewed up by someone's dog.
Yeah.
I'm devastated. Why is your 9-month-old Husky German Shepherd mix free roaming your house?
Yeah.
Answer me that.
Answer me that.
I don't want to crate my dogs.
And
I don't want to do this.
so let's take it a step further. You deal with these issues. The dog gets rehomed. The dog goes back to the rescue. The dog goes to the pound. And here's the messed up part about it, is that in these situations, the dogs don't just end up confused and stressed. They get labeled as problem dogs, which makes it even harder for them to find another home. And that's the part that it just sucks. It's like buying a high performance race car when all you needed was a sedan. And then you end up mad, like, this thing's a gas guzzler. It's terrible. I almost spun out and killed myself. There was nothing wrong with the car. It just wasn't what you needed.
It was too much horsepower for me.
It belonged somewhere else. And so you go on Facebook Marketplace and go, this car is terrible. This car, you name all the things. And then, somebody goes, oh, that's a steal. I'll take it. But with dogs, it's not like that. If I let Cairo grow up to be whatever, he chew everything up. I'd be like, he chews up all my stuff. He's chewed up thousands of dollars worth of my clothes and furniture and whatever it is. And someone's going to go, I don't want that. Not knowing that the real reality, not my truth, but the real truth is that dog just needed exercise. That's all they needed.
Exercise.
Nobody
Brain work.
Nobody asked, hey, well, what did you not do for the dog? Nobody asked that.
Right.
Now in these Facebook groups, they do get they go off. You mean to tell me you getting rid of a dog? And then they'll go off in the Facebook groups.
We need to make a whole episode of a podcast episode of us just reading Facebook comments. 100%. From a dog training group, like a really big, you know which one I'm talking about. A really big group. Let's just go in and take comments, screenshot, put them on the TV.
Screenshot some of it. Because it's ridiculous.
The most ridiculous advice that you could possibly think of. You're asking a group of thousands of people who don't know your dog.
Who don't know dogs.
At all. And they're all giving you different things to advise or to give you things to do with your dog.
They're in the group for help themselves. So it's the blind leading the blind.
Yep. Blind leading blind. And then they get a million different tactics or things that you could do with your dog, and none of them work because guess what? These people don't know your dog. And every dog is different. And every dog is different.
On you read in my comments about Raven, about that looks like a lab. In that same video, somebody said, oh, I love your work, but this isn't the right approach for this breed. They love a stern leader. My basketball coach in middle school, I hope Coach Arrington sees my podcast one day. I'm gonna start doing this.
Shout out.
He used to always say to me and anybody else who would just be messing stuff up, he'd be like this. He said, by the time the season over, I'm not gonna have no more eyebrows.
That's good. That's good.
That's his thing
That's
right here.
good.
He's like, I'm not gonna have any more eyebrows left.
That's how I feel reading those comments.
So that comment on my post, oh, that's not what that breed needs. What are you talking about? This dog doesn't need positive reinforcement when she's terrified to get in the crate in the car.
How make that make sense?
Make that make sense where this dog doesn't need to create a positive association with this crate. Now, here's the thing. I can go off into all that nuance myself, but guess who that comment came from?
Another trainer.
A Cane Corso breeder.
Oh, a breeder.
Whole nother episode, y'all. What to do when breeders don't know dogs.
Which is so... I'm sure he does know dogs, but he doesn't know that dog.
But the thing is, you think you just can say a blanket statement like that because of the breed. First of all, I don't even know if it's a woman or man. Not only am I a trainer, I've owned and raised the breed, and I've worked with the worst cases in the breed. Mm-hmm. Please don't tell me what to do with a Corso.
It's like someone telling me what to do with a German Shepherd.
You train a mini and own them.
So many people send me their German Shepherds because I post about German Shepherds
All the time.
And I have one. Like, and then the audacity. Oh, I've owned German Shepherds my whole life.
Don't care what you owned.
I literally, I've had probably 12 different German Shepherds come through my house in a span of 3 months.
How many cars have you owned? How many of them you knew exactly when to get every service done to the car? Shut up.
I don't even know that about my Toyota Sienna, and it's the first car.
How many cars can you go back and you can memorize the service timeline for everything on the car? But you've owned them. Don't mean you know them. Mm-mm. You have no idea how that engine works. You have no idea how combustion works. Guess who also don't? I don't. Mm-hmm. So I don't claim to know cars.
We don't know cars, but we know dogs.
I know what I want. Ford Raptor R.
We're going to get it for you, dude.
America.
I want that Sprinter van.
America's truck.
Sprinter van or a Ford Transit.
Ain't
something
no
like that.
Listen, because I'm getting my Raptor.
I believe in you.
You're going to get your Sprinter.
You're going to get your Raptor. I'm going to get my Sprinter. And then we're going to go to Alaska.
Okay. There you have it. Real quick, y'all. 5 things you need to keep into account when you are bringing home a dog. Don't care if it's a puppy, older dog, whatever. Number 1, research the breed. Mm-hmm. I don't care where you find the information at. Scour the web. Find books.
Google Gemini seems to be a great option.
Number 2, meet the dog or the breed before you commit. Try to spend time with the breed before making that decision. All right, think of it like dating. You wouldn't commit without a few dates first, and some of y'all have, and that's why you're where you're at right now. Number 3, ask yourself hard questions. How much time can I realistically dedicate to training and exercise? What behaviors are total deal breakers for me? Think about those things beforehand. Number 4, shop or adopt responsibly. Shelters can be a great place to find dogs with known temperaments and traits. They're in there. I promise you they are. Mm-hmm. And we've grown up with mutts in our day. We say mutts are great dogs. So consider it. But if you're looking for traits that you want to see specifically, definitely find you a reputable breeder. All right. So that's it for today. We've talked a lot. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, please definitely subscribe to the YouTube, download the podcast, set up the alerts, do all the things.
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, right?
iHeartRadio.
Ooh.
And YouTube.
All of it.
We're everywhere, guys.
And ask any questions that you guys have. Put them in the comments.
Absolutely.
Any questions you want to ask a trainer.
We're going to set up a voicemail box.
Yeah.
So you guys can call us.
Yeah. We want to hear your questions and all your dilemmas and things that we can talk about, because we could talk about dogs literally all day.
Yeah, we could. Mm-hmm. So remember, choosing the right dog is not just about just getting a pet. It's building a lifelong relationship. It's lifelong commitment. And when you get it right, it is absolutely amazing for you and the dog involved. So thank you guys for hanging with us today in the Canine Academy, the largest canine classroom the world has ever seen.
We don't just talk about dog training. We talk about dogs.
We talk about everything. See y'all next time. I'm Jeff Greene.
I'm Sami Garza.
Peace out.
Adios, amigos.